I Don't Get It
Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to the I Don't Get It podcast. It's Naz, Lauren, and Ashley, and we're so excited to talk about one of our favorite topics in the entire world that we always just talk about in general, but we've never really dedicated a podcast to, and it is the Kardashians.
The most polarizing topic ever.
Are they really polarizing anymore? I feel like they're less and less polarizing as time goes on. Everybody respects it because you have to respect the hustle, and really you have to respect the beauty.
I couldn't disagree more with recent current events and people who have just been up in arms about so many things, but can't wait to
I need to tell all these people to get their own lives and stop focusing on other people.
Well, someone else is going to be joining us in this conversation who may have a thing or two to say about that too, Ashley, and it's Colt Paulsen, who I've been dying to meet. I mean, we're meeting over Zoom right now. I've been dying to meet you in person, but Colt Paulsen is AKA gay man with a spray tan. I don't know if you guys follow him on TikTok. He's the most credible super fan with AK. Won the title of Kim Kardashian's biggest fan on the ABC game show Big Fan in 2017. I have so many questions. And now he's actually internet best friends with Khloe Kardashian, all thanks to TikTok. And Colt also created a Kardashian safe space, which the I Don't Get It podcast is a Kardashian safe space to embrace all things Karjenners. And he is the internet's favorite Kardashian super fan and is now the host of YouTube series Cards Catch Up with E. I am so excited, Colt, to have you.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Colt, first off, he's wearing the most amazing sweatshirt. I have a whole closet of sweatshirts. I'm not even kidding you. Sweatshirts at the top, yoga pants at the bottom. And I'm going to need to add this to my collection, in which I don't need to add to. It says, Kim is my lawyer.
You have to get a talentless hoodie. It's very Kardashian. Really, anything Kardashian I can purchase. It's my favorite thing.
That's talentless?
Talentless. He did a collection for Kim.
First of all, I love that Scott picked that
so
as a
awesome.
name. Is it's so genius.
Yeah. So clarify to people listening who don't know, Talentless is Scott Disick's new clothing line.
Not even
I
new.
have to say, Ashley, I do not watch The Bachelor because the Kardashians' dating life is enough to keep up with.
1000%.
But because of you, I watched your season. I watched Bachelor in Paradise. You are the Bachelor's version of a Kardashian.
Yes! Kardashian?
I'm obsessed with you, so I'm so happy to be here. And Naz, I'm obsessed with you as well. E, we're coworkers now.
I know. It's so fun. It's Naz. Everyone says
so
Naz.
Flattered.
We're
I'm
besties now.
So
no, you know what's so
flattered.
funny
Wow.
about you saying that is when I saw Ashley on Chris Soules this season, and she was crying and full glam and touching herself up upstairs in the balcony in the upstairs room, and then you were putting lashes on. I never forgot that scene, and I was like, oh my God, she is the Kardashians come to The Bachelor. Yeah.
Well, that's how I got the nickname Kardashian. And people were oh my God, can I tell you a little story? Just a little, really, really fast version.
Yes.
The first night on the show, when you're still in the hotels, they do your makeup for you. It's the only night where they do makeup and hair for you. And then when you leave the room, they take a picture of you, and I looked heinous. They put the lightest makeup on me, and then I said I wanted old school Kim Hollywood waves. This is back, during the
very obvious
This
request.
is the Chris Humphries days, really.
Right.
Was she even
True
married to
Reflection
Kanye?
campaign.
What?
Her True Reflection perfume campaign, the old Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you. That was the exact image I was going
for.
for. And they made me look like Tracy Turnblad. They teased my hair 3 inches out. Anyway, so I get back to my room and I completely redo myself. And then when the image consultant came in, she was like, you changed your look a lot. It's very Kardashian, and we like it more simple and natural here. And I was like, well, Kardashian is the look that I go for. And they were like, don't add any more mascara. Anyway,
It was
I remember
very
shopping
traumatic
with you for Bachelor, and it was all about the black tube dresses, the tan tube dresses, just to show off your butt. And that's all you brought, really.
The long ones.
Yeah.
But
The long
first of all,
ones,
can we just talk about how wrong that is? For them to want an image, it's just so. I could talk
very
about that
weird.
For hours.
I also don't see I don't feel like they would do that these days because I think they want the girls to have very individual, distinctive looks.
Well, we lived in different times. I think Cole, I would love your opinion on this. I think Kim has been at the forefront forefront of so many beauty trends. Like baking, I feel like a lot of people came to know. Obviously, she didn't invent it, but we came to know that through Kim. The lashes was like such a Kim thing. And her just knowing the importance of glam to me, like in what I do, means so much because I think it's so important.
Yeah, no, I feel like Kim Kardashian, as now people are really embracing the Kardashians. I feel like they've elevated so much that there's no stopping them.
Yeah.
I mean, I get inspired by everything the Kardashians do. So I'm happy women with the beauty industry are inspired, like fashion, hair. Like, I feel like it's good to have inspiration and the Kardashians just continue to reinvent themselves. But yeah, no, anything they do, it's like, I just can't get enough.
They're like too big to fail at this point. And I feel like they also brought like, you know, the YouTube makeup of like 2015, 2016. It all started because we all were just trying to emulate them.
Yeah.
So beauty brands blew up because of that.
But when you think of contour, you think of Kim. Like that's
Yeah.
And then the baking as well. Like I started to bake again because Bright Eyes are coming back.
Oh.
I feel like it's crazy how it's like
Okay,
the
wait,
transitions
that's
of like
so
things,
crazy that you said that because I started baking again too, like as of this week.
right?
Wait, when did we stop? When did we stop baking?
I did because last year it was all about like the less concealer is more.
glowy, shiny.
right,
Yes.
like glowy skin look. That's true.
I think when KKW Beauty closed down, that's when like the makeup industry was like, what do we do?
Yeah. Yeah.
When it comes back, we'll be able to be back on trend.
Well, I want to just go back for a second because I'm so fascinated by this ABC game show where you won biggest Kim Kardashian fan. I didn't know that. And I'd love to hear more. Like, what happened? That's incredible.
So I've been obsessed with the Kardashians my entire life. And Kim has just been
How old are
like,
you?
26.
It could truly almost be your entire life.
That's
amazing.
On TV. But yeah, no, I've been obsessed. And she literally tweeted like, I'm going on this show. I want to compete against my biggest fans. Like, you should apply. Like, just like tweeting to people to apply. And I was like, am I her biggest fan? Like, I don't think I'm that like crazy of a super fan. But I was like, screw it. I filmed the most like out there, like audition videos, like 30 seconds of me just being a complete like stalker, basically, with all my Kardashian merch. And from there, it was just like, they called me back and I auditioned, got through all the rounds of casting, and then was flown out to LA and competed against Kim Kardashian. Like it was 3 super fans that I beat out to then go against Kim herself.
Oh my God.
And then I got to meet her. We competed against her. I knew more trivia about Kim Kardashian than Kim Kardashian.
That is so wild.
That is, I need to watch that like yesterday.
Yes.
What were some of the things that they like asked that you beat her on?
Oh my gosh. It was like a buzzer game. So I think at first she was kind of like letting me just hit the buzzer. And then she realized like, oh crap, like he's here to win. She literally was like, you guys know I know these answers, right? And I was like, which I regret saying this now, knowing where Kim is. I was like, I'm sweating in my Spanx right now, so I'm just hitting the buzzer. I wish I said I was sweating in my skin. Like, I'll never wear Spanx again.
Yeah.
But no, they literally asked like, what her middle name was, where did she celebrate her 16th birthday, which was Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. Her middle name is Noelle. And like, it was just trivia. All the things were just like all facts about trivia about Kim. And it was, each episode was a different celebrity. So like Matthew McConaughey had an episode.
We would have won that one.
Yeah.
How many times have you met Kim or the Kardashians in person? Like personal experiences?
Personal experience, I met Kim back in 2016 when we filmed. The show aired in 2017. I saw Kylie exiting Hyde while I was like, wasn't let in. I was out by the ropes waiting to get in and she walked out. And then I saw Kim and Kylie again at the Kardashian press event, but didn't get to meet them or say hi again. So I've only met Kim and seen Kylie.
Okay,
So
but you're best
Nas?
friends with Chloe, right?
Yeah, so because of TikTok, I post on Instagram as well, and Chloe comments on all of my stuff.
That is insane.
That's so cool. Have you DM'd before?
I sent her a DM just being like, OMG, like, I'm obsessed with you. Like, I'm Kardashian for life. Like, I'm ride or die. No need to respond. I just want you to know, like, how much it means to you that you engage.
Oh, that's the way to
Great
do
message. Great
Oh
message.
my God, yes. Which then my Instagram got disabled. So I don't know if she ever saw it or if she'll ever see it. But I'm sure she saw it. There's no way she didn't go to her DMs.
So I was actually social the other day, guys. I was actually social, met new people. And do you know what I offered them at the end of the night that made me probably the coolest one there?
What?
Dad grass. I offered them dad grass. I was like, hey guys, like I have these like CBD joints, whatever. Like, I don't know if you want them. I'm telling you, everyone flipped. Everyone flipped. They were like, these are so cool. They're so cool, man. I'm like, who knew?
Who did you hang out with? Well, I guess tell me later.
I'll tell you later, whatever. Anyways, dad grass is legal, organic, smokable hemp that relaxes your body and mellows your mind. And it was actually came at the perfect time that I remember that I had my dad grass because I was ready for people to leave. And I was like, you guys just chill, wind down, smoke a dad grass.
Want to go to bed, had that craving for bedtime and get out of my house.
Exactly. It was chilling out without getting stoned. It's like having a glass of wine, but not the whole bottle. And all dad grass products are federally legal for ages 21 and over, and it ships right to your door anywhere in the U.S.
It will leave you with an euphoric mood, okay? It's like a new kind of buzz. It's a chill way to enjoy an old favorite. And right now, our listeners can get 20% off their first order when you go to dadgrass.com/get-it. That is dadgrass.com/get-it for 20% off your first order. Dadgrass.com/get-it. Write it down, people. Write it down. Dadgrass.com/get-it. Naz, who have you met of the Kardashian clan?
I love this question. So I first I went to the selfie book signing, Kim's selfie book at Barnes & Noble's at the Grove. And obviously, you meet her, Selfish, yes. You meet her for a second. But I will say that I met Steph Shep in line, who I'm also a major fan of. Steph Shep was like her former assistant. And she was like, oh my God, you look so pretty. And I was like, oh my God. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like I was seen by someone in the sphere.
Then Kim called you pretty.
Right. I'm like, exactly. That's how I was thinking about it. Then I met Chloe and Kendall courtside at either a Clippers or Lakers basketball game. But I didn't meet that. I asked them for a selfie like a loser. Yeah. So I didn't even say hi, but I got a selfie with them. And then and obviously I met Kris Jenner at Maria Menounos' birthday party years ago, and then I just interviewed her at the Met Gala. So I haven't met Kylie or Kourtney, and Kourtney is my favorite Kardashian next to Kim.
I can't believe that Kourtney is her favorite still.
I know.
Like, she's like, are you you're saying that to be a little offbeat. You're being offbeat, Nads.
No, she likes her style. She likes her fashion, her style.
No, Kourtney's an Aries, and so I love that she's just unapologetically herself. Like, she doesn't fucking care. And I love that she's so happy. I love that she's, like, into Tim Burton and, like, darker things. And she loves Disney. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I would. And she eats so healthy. Like, I just love Kourtney.
Okay. All right. We'll get into Naz's taste, which is fine. Like, I love them all.
No, Kim's my top, but, like, under Kim.
Kim is your top. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Because, like,
everyone's top is Kim. And then you have a...
Yeah.
And then like your second favorite should be the question.
Wait, we should go around. Who's everyone's
Mine's
favorite?
Chloe.
Okay.
Well, obviously first Kim and then Kylie.
Oh, okay.
Kardashian for life. Like, I would take a bullet for her.
You don't take a second then? You don't take a second? It's just Kim?
It's Kim 100%. Like, it's crazy though, because Kim is like my idol. And then now that Chloe's like not DMing me, but commenting on my stuff, I look at her more as like a bestie, literally. Like, how can I idolize Chloe when we're friends?
True. Right. That'd be weird. That'd be weird.
Exactly. Like, Kim, I can idolize because she's still like that. Like, I really haven't had that like moment. But it's crazy because I literally remembered praying. I was like, if I ever meet Kim, please make it a memorable moment for the both of us. And she'll never, ever forget a game show about herself.
Yes.
Hello.
Right. Yes.
Right. Massive.
Lauren and I have to share when we've met them now.
Yes.
So this is cool now. We met Kim, and it was not really a meet. It was like can I take a picture with you? And she like took a picture, and and this was like the beginning of her like massive fame. This was, I think, before Chris Humphries, right, Lauren? Like right before.
Shit.
Yeah. It was
probably
at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. That's why like I'm bringing this up, because I feel like they just had a moment there, and that was like, she hasn't been there for a while. So White House Correspondents' Dinner, Laura and I took a picture with her. I looked so heinous next to her that like I don't even share the picture.
Yeah.
Especially I was like thrilled,
and like my face looked thrilled, and her face was so perfectly poised. I don't share this picture.
And Yeah.
We we weren't even like nervous to like go up to her because she wasn't even that enormous.
That famous,
time.
yeah. She wasn't that famous.
Mm-hmm. And then I met Chris backstage at The Bachelor. Well, like on stage, but like during a commercial break, during a Bachelor after show, and it was cool because she was like, "We really love watching you," and I was like, "Oh my god, so cool."
Who is we?
Yeah. Well, she definitely watches Bachelor because remember there's always been like rumors of Chloe going on and stuff. I forgot, guys, that I met Kim at People's Choice Awards. Like we actually had a moment, not just a selfie.
Oh my god! That was the coolest moment ever.
It was really quick, but she was so fucking sweet, and she
say that you were pretty?
Like heaven.
Didn't she say something like, "You look great"?
Something like that. I don't know if she said pretty. I would have remembered that for sure.
Okay, so she said like, I think she's
being I have ever met. Like genuinely, she's the nicest human being I've ever met.
Truly, truly. And it's like so many people at her level aren't nice. Mm-hmm. And like for her, she just knows like that it's like the fans love her. And I think what I'd love to talk about is like how, like for all of us who are Kardashian stans, I'm sure all of us have been at different points in our lives where we've had to defend them in conversation. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just want to point out, like, because this is a podcast, like there are so many times where, and of course, you know, I actually personally would never defend like the cultural appropriation and like all that stuff. But there are times where people have like shitted on them or said, you know, they're doing so much horrible things for society. And then I would literally see those exact people like weeks later doing beauty trends, lifting like their eyes to do, and I'm like, this is so hypocritical. Like, it's so hypocritical to me.
I feel like they're so, like, that's how you know you've made it, when you get positivity, hate, but then at the end of the day, everyone's going to talk about you no matter what. Like, if you genuinely hate the Kardashians, don't watch them, don't follow them, don't talk about them. But, like, they're just so magnetizing that, like, everyone knows who they are and everyone has an opinion, that it's just, like, cooler talk. Like, screw sports. Like, the Kardashians are their own. Like, that's what I say for anyone that's, like, oh my God, I can't believe like people, the amount of people that comment, like, you're a grown man. And my TikTok account is 100% Kardashian content. Like, there's nothing else other than Kardashian. Gay Man with a Spray Tan is a Kardashian safe space. And like, I started it because I was so annoyed of everyone that was talking badly about them and getting millions of views. And I'm like, no. We need to have someone that's going to like amp them up, be a positive, like, news source for the Kardashians. And then boom, here I am.
Wow.
But it just pisses me off when people are so negative. It's like, just don't entertain. Like, I don't watch any sports teams. You know what I mean? Like any like football, basketball, because I'm not interested, but everyone is interested in the Kardashians.
Yes.
If they say they aren't.
I feel like my algorithm knows that I don't talk shit on them, so I don't even see the bad shit anymore.
I just see
good.
I read about the backlash and stuff. Like,
just go to any video of mine that's talking about Kanye, and then you will see all the bad.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They go hard.
I do want to go and get into the episodes that we've seen on Hulu, but first, you are like an E correspondent now for the Kardashians, but how has E dealt with this transfer over to Hulu? They still seem super supportive of them. Like, their E Instagram content is just so much Kardashian, but there must be some sort of, is there a hurt there?
I think when it comes to the Kardashians leaving E, I think the Kardashians will always be known for E. Like, E and them have just like a relationship that it's like ingrained in pop culture. Like, you can never separate it. And I think Cards Catch Up for E! News on YouTube is their way to still have some form of Kardashian content and like kind of like them able to pull from Keeping Up with the Kardashians and like use that stuff, because it sucks that they left E. I see why, just because definitely the Kardashians are like on a whole nother stratosphere of like fame. But I don't know. I feel like that really hasn't been a conversation, at least with me, about like Kardashians leaving E. Like, obviously it sucks because like we know them on E, like that's where they started. But I think the Kardashians will always have a good relationship with E and vice versa.
I agree. And I also think I love your show with Not Skinny But Not Fat. It's so good. And I think it's so smart. And as someone who like, you know, gets to work for E at like award shows and stuff, I think at the end of the day, Hulu isn't a news organization and E is. And we still want and need news about the Kardashians. Like that's what we want to see. And so I still think E's like the number one place to like get that.
Yeah,
you know what
true.
I mean?
It's pop culture news to the max. And let's face it, the Kardashians are the only ones really delivering headlines every single day. So there's no escaping them. But that's such a good point that E really, as much as they have their own content and it's a television network, E! News is completely separate from E! Entertainment. Like it is a news source. So yeah, it is crazy to think that the Kardashians, just being a super fan, now landed me like my dream job with Amanda Heard.
Wild.
Who also is like a Kardashian super fan. That you
Yes.
I want to talk about fashion for a second. I mean, yeah, we've been talking about fashion a lot because the Kardashian and fashion go hand in hand. But a lot of their styles aren't super affordable. So let's talk about a brand that has really amazing quality. They have ethically sourced jewelry, and it's actually affordable. It's called Orate. We love Orate. Their pieces come with a lifetime warranty. They never mine their jewelry. It's like all ethically sourced. Like we don't have to worry about like, you know, blood diamond, right? Like I think when we think about like jewelry and diamonds and it not being ethical, we think about the Leo movie, and you do not have to worry about getting your jewelry from anywhere like that with Orate.
They take out the middleman when it comes to buying real gold and real diamonds. So everything is a little bit more affordable than it would be if you went to the store and bought it. And Orate just teamed up with Accrue Savings so that you can enjoy that option of saving up for your dream jewelry. Accrue is a credit-less way to save and buy. Just choose your product, open your Accrue Savings account, and make your first deposit. Then you're on your way to saving and earning rewards, which you can use towards your purchase.
And they give back. They support various causes, empowering women, youth, and children, and the environment. So, like, as you can see, Orate is a pretty awesome company. It was founded by two women over brunch talking about how their fingers would turn green with crappy jewelry. So they decided to make a really good, high-quality jewelry line. Lauren and I constantly are wearing our rings from Orate. I
never taking them off.
No, I stack my emerald one with my mom's in her original wedding band. And it's just, it lives on my finger. So you guys, if you are interested in getting Orate, it's a great gift. 20% off your first Orate purchase. You go to oratenewyork.com/IDGI. That is AURATE NewYork.com/IDGI and use the promo code IDGI. That's 20% off with no minimum spend, and they rarely have discounts as high as 20% off. So really encourage you guys, shop now while this deal is going on. Best offer out there exclusively for I Don't Get It listeners. So that's oratenewyork.com/IDGI and use the promo code IDGI to get 20% off.
So what are your, now that you have the show, what are your thoughts on like this new era of the Kardashians on Hulu?
And why do we think that it's all better? Like when I say all, I mean like all of us here.
We all agree that this new Hulu show,
incredible. Like it's
I have the answer for you.
Okay, well,
deliver it.
I gotta say one thing before he gets into the real answer here. The Kardashians on E have always been like one of my favorite shows, I guess. You know, like it's like something that I always like make a point of seeing, right? But I don't have to see it instantly. It's on Sunday, right? Oh, well, I'll catch up with it sometime when there's a marathon or like later in the week. But now with Hulu, I wake up on Thursday morning and I go, oh my God, new Kardashians episode. It is one of my favorite TV shows now. And after last night's episode, we're recording this on Friday. After Thursday episode, I'm like, this show is it's a freaking good show now.
Yes, it is.
It's not just for people who like the Kardashians. It's like a good show. It's enjoyable for maybe everyone.
Having a break from the Kardashians is what the world needed. They're everywhere, everything. And even when they were on E, the show was posted on social media before the episode even aired. Like television just does not get the views as it did. So it was a social media show, basically. Like, and the Kardashians were on social media. To have that hiatus and that time to understand them a little bit more as just social media with no show, and to be like, oh my God, everything is happening. Like, I think we forget when the show is airing that so much goes on. And then without the show, with the engagement, with the Trashton Thompson scandal, literally, I call him Trashton Thompson.
Yes.
There was like so much going on that we were like, hello, we need the show. We need the show. So it gave us the time to like fall back in love with their show. And I think they do such a good job. And like, we know what we're expecting because we've seen Keeping Up. Like, we know Kim and Kylie are not going to film. We know Kourtney's finally down to film, so we're like excited about that. So I think
that's the difference. Yeah. I feel she seems very natural on camera right now.
Kourtney,
Kourtney, like on camera in the sperm room where they were collecting Travis's sperm. She was like killing it, like acting like there was no cameras there, not concerned about anything, and it was so nice to see. Yeah,
but it's
more
also
intimate.
No,
it's
but
more
I think
personal.
it's because where they are in life. Like there were so many seasons of the Kardashians when it was on cable that there was just nothing happening. And then they went away, and Kourtney's now engaged to Travis Barker. Kylie's having another baby. Khloe is like going through everything with Tristan. Kim and Kanye just got divorced. It's all just timing and streaming. That's all I think it is.
I agree with you, Naz, that there's so much more organic content to get from them, but there's a lot less like gimmicky stuff. Like, you know how The Bachelor, like I get annoyed when they do gimmicky things and I'm like, oh, group dates, like just like filler content, it feels like.
Yeah.
But I also think that like with the, like, I felt like the engagement episode was really heavy on just one specific topic.
Yeah.
Where it felt like a home video and not so much a reality TV show.
Yes.
Because on E, we had 3 storylines spread out in between one episode.
Right.
And now it's like, we're just going to focus on what's happening in the moment and go from there instead of bouncing back and forth. So
I think that's
sense.
true. That's true. It's not like, let's see what's going on with Kylie today.
Yep.
Let's like have this episode focus on Kim and SNL, and this one will be the Kourtney. Yeah, that's very true, Ashley. I think I see what you're saying now.
Yeah,
it's just a little different, but
what it is.
obviously it's the Kardashians, and like they could just sit there and toss their health nut salads, and I'd be like,
it feels more like mini documentaries each week.
Yeah.
yes.
No, it's so true. My favorite scene in last week's episode was like literally when Travis's kids are there and they're talking to the kids about like having Kris Jenner as a grandma. And they're like, the best part is gifts now. And they're like, condo in Beverly Hills. A condo. And Kris
didn't deny it. She was like, you know, maybe.
Yeah, I'm the best grandma.
Darling.
I will tell you guys, I asked this question to her, but it got interrupted by another host, so I don't think it aired on TV. But I asked her, I go, you're the best at the Met Gala. I was like, you're the best momager in the world. Is there anyone else's career like here that you would want to manage? And she like thought for a second, and she goes, no. It was so funny. It was so funny because in my head I'm like, she's probably like, bitch, I got the biggest names here on the carpet.
No, that is a really good question to ask.
Isn't that so good? Because she's such a good manager.
Everyone always says like, Kris needs to represent you. Kris needs to represent you. And I'm like, I would die to have Kris Jenner, but then I also think it wouldn't work. Like, she just knows her daughter so well that's why she's such a good manager.
I need her to adopt me, not manage
But
me.
I know.
Let's talk about the Met Gala for a second, because the 5 of them truly did dominate. It was Kourtney and Khloe's first Met Gala, which is insane. And then I really just think that this was the moment that Kim became the #1 worldwide fashion icon.
Yes.
Undeniable. Colt?
I've
All
seen
your thoughts on everything.
American legend. I think that she is of Marilyn Monroe status now. I think that in 50 or 60 years, our grandkids are going to be like looking at Kim Kardashian the way that we looked at Marilyn.
100%.
I
With
think
way more content too. Like those kids are going to have a shit ton of content to go through. It's not different than Marilyn.
The TV show is going to still be happening because all their kids are going to be the stars of those shows.
All I know is my archive is going to be worth billions of all the Kardashian memorabilia I have.
It's so true.
Oh my God, I have the most things. But I really do feel like this made Kim, I don't know, because I feel like Kim, for the longest time, was really having her sisters go with her. Like, Courtney, Chloe, like, let's do this together. And we've seen the progression of her kind of want to like go on her own. And then when she started dating Kanye elevated her. And then with Kanye now not being with Kim is back to like, okay, I'm getting all of my sisters to the Met. Like, she's back to being like, let's get the Kardashian name back where it is. Mm-hmm. But I think she's just at such a level where there's just no stopping her. And like, she can, and like, obviously it's a Marilyn Monroe dress. Like, how epic is that she got to wear the actual Marilyn Monroe dress? But I hate how people are hating on her. Like, the dress literally is in Ripley's, believe it or not. Like, so many TikToks are being made that it's like, you can do laser tag at that place. Like, it's not like this is like the most sought after museum. Like, it's obviously an iconic dress.
I was shocked that it was like the Ripley's in Florida.
Well,
you know,
I was gonna
in Florida.
Whoa,
yeah,
yeah. The Orlando
I would think it would be
one.
the Times Square one, if any.
No, so they went to the Orlando one. Her and Pete went there for 3 hours to try it on. But I actually did want to ask you about this, Colt, because somebody sent, because I personally think it is the most iconic thing ever. The theme was In America, an anthology of fashion. She literally wore a piece of history. And if you go to her Instagram, her after party look was also another Marilyn dress. So it's like she just continues to outdo herself, and it is remarkable considering what she wore at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Like, she is a fine wine. Like, she just keeps getting better and better. I thought it was seeing it up close, the way it sparkled, the way her and Pete looked so beautiful, her blonde hair was everything. But someone sent me this message, and I wanted your thoughts on it, Colt, but I don't need to look it up. But basically, it was a whole article or caption about how there is only one Marilyn dress, right? And it is a part of history. And so it was all about like, you know, will anyone ever say no to really rich people? And like, where do you draw the line? Because if anything happened to that dress, it wouldn't exist anymore, like in American sort of history. And so I thought it was an interesting topic point, because it is kind of insane that she was like allowed to wear it. And that is why it's so iconic. But the question is like, should people be allowed to wear, you know, like this one dress, there's only one in existence kind of thing.
Yeah.
I personally believe Kim would be the only person in history to wear that dress and be able to pull it off. And I definitely think because it's Ripley's, like Kim Kardashian made a massive donation to be able to wear that dress.
Oh,
and
she did. Okay, I didn't know that.
She did. And now that it's going to be on display in LA, it's going to be on display probably in New York. Like, the amount of money that's going to bring into Ripley, like, this was an investment for them, this Marilyn dress. So that's what they're looking at it as. It's not an artifact that should never be worn. Like, it's an investment to make money. And now Kim Kardashian's picture will be next to
that. Yeah.
Right. And also, how many people looked up Marilyn singing Happy Birthday to JFK because of this moment, you know?
So I understand where people maybe are like, okay, yeah, Marilyn was the last person to wear this dress, but now we can't say that. But was Marilyn really the last person to wear that dress? How do we not know someone didn't try it on?
So true.
Like, a security guard went in there and put it on there while Ripley's was closed.
I know. Well, I heard that she changed into another dress right when she got into the Met.
Yes,
Did you hear that?
She wore a replica because the dress was not able to fit over her derriere. It was too big, so they tied it, and that's why she wore the fur to cover the back, because her butt was exposed.
Because she couldn't sit in it, so that's why she changed.
And she couldn't sit or eat, so literally she only wore it on the carpet, and then they had like a changing room for her set up. So the Ripley's, Kim's team, and the Met all planned this whole outfit change.
Genius.
So anything else, like in the photos inside or the photos of her in the car, like, she was wearing the replica.
So genius.
Interesting. I love that.
So
see, I don't personally have a problem with it, but should we address the issue that we awoke to yesterday morning, that people are upset that she lost 16 pounds and finding that to be a bad statement for younger people? Personally, I think if a woman's allowed to do whatever she wants, she can do butt implants, she can do plastic surgery, she can do whatever she wants to her body, then let the woman lose weight if she wants to lose weight. You know, like, I think it's crazy to blame her for that. She wanted to wear the dress, so that's what you have to do.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a touchy subject. And as a man, like, I can't really speak on it too much for like the woman's like idea of when, if a woman heard that, like, obviously they're going to take it either way. I think it's similar in my mind. I just see it as like, it really is Kim Kardashian's brand to make shock value headlines. And that's why people invite her places. That's why we love her. And I think, as she said, I like how she said it was a role. But then I also don't, and I think because she was interviewed by Lala, she gave up that information of the 16 pounds. I don't think she should have said 16 pounds. She could have just said, I lost weight. I eat really healthy.
For sure.
Kardashians work out all the time. They eat healthy. So for her to give up that information to Lala, I think that was a little bit of a slip.
Well, because they're besties and Lala was
Exactly.
interviewing. So for people that don't know, Lala Anthony was at the top of the stairs doing interviews for Vogue. And I kind of agree with you. And it's interesting how you said that she said it was a role, because when actors lose weight or gain weight for a role, I don't think it's not as headline newsworthy.
Yeah.
And
McConaughey lost for his and won an Oscar. So he was rewarded for it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do think, I agree with you. I think because so many people idolize her and look to her, maybe I wouldn't have said 16 and I would have just said, like, I lost weight.
Yeah.
It's a very fine line.
Like, you ate tomatoes. Like, she didn't answer that because I'm like, if Kim Kardashian only ate tomatoes for 3 weeks,
everyone will eat tomatoes.
But it's true. It's sad.
Yeah.
No, 100%. It'd be like, welcome to my TikTok where I try eating tomatoes for 16 days, you know? And
I do this?
Yeah.
I was like,
exactly.
I can't even lose. I've literally gained 30 pounds in COVID and I can't even lose all of that. It's been since 2020. So like how in 3 weeks, I have no clue, but it's obviously money, resources, and
100%.
It is very determined.
Having a team. No one can do it without a team. You know?
Oh my God. Someone telling you get up, we got to work out. Can I just say one more thing that like, if a guy got up to the front of the stairs and he had a suit that was really tight, like say Jared Leto or something, Jared Leto specifically said, I lost 16 pounds. People were like, woo, you know, and we wouldn't discuss it at all. And people do love Jared Leto and he is like an icon and an idol. So like, I think it may just be a double standard or the fact that women are more sensitive to weight.
Completely. I think it's just anything the Kardashians do. Like there's just so much hate with everything. She could have said literally that like, oh my gosh, this dress, I got spray tan on it. And then that would have been like the whole end of the world.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's so true.
Well, even though she did not wear, she made sure that she was not as much body makeup and spray tan because this dress was.
However, you say that Pete was spray tan.
Yes, and you were featured in GQ for knowing that. So tell us about that.
Oh my God. So when Pete Davidson was at the White House Correspondents' Dinner with Kim, that was the first time I was ever attracted to him because he had a spray tan. Like he looked so good, but whoever spray tanned him did him so dirty.
Wait, why?
Because he was freshly spray tanned and then went on stage to perform at the Netflix festival. That comedy show.
Yeah.
You don't get a spray tan before an event. Like you get a spray tan when you go to bed and then rinse it off before you go somewhere. But he was like, I can't even put on makeup because I have a tan.
Yeah.
So he literally got a spray tan right before he went on stage, which I have no clue why anyone would allow him to do that. I mean, Kim Kardashian is the queen of spray tanning, but imagine her just like convincing him to do so. Like, babe, I think you really need to get a spray tan for the Met. Like, it'd be so fun and special.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about you saying that is I love seeing Pete at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and seeing him and her at the Met Gala. I love that his style hasn't necessarily changed to conform to hers. And that he's still wearing Vans and he's still very much Pete Davidson. And I wanted your thoughts on that.
Well, I know Kim Kardashian's style has changed because now she's able to wear those high-ass heels because Pete's over 6 foot. Like, she cannot take those stripper heels off, and I'm here for it.
Oh, the platform she wore with the Maryland dress? People were mad she chose those shoes with the dress.
Well, Marilyn
I didn't love the shoes, I'll be honest.
If the dress couldn't be altered, she needed high heels.
She had to wear really high heels. That's the thing. And only those types of shoes go that high, I feel like. Yeah.
Okay, because I would have thought that like some classic pumps would have looked better, but you're right. She probably needed the platforms.
Yeah.
Was Marilyn really tall?
I think she was.
Like 5'2". Marilyn's like 5'4", 5'5".
I love that Kimmy's 5'2" because I'm 5'2".
I know.
Makes me so
She's
happy.
so tiny.
It's the best.
We got to take a break to talk about something else in fashion. Rothy's. Okay, the Rothy's brand is maybe not exactly a Kardashian-esque brand. Like maybe Kendall would wear Rothy's, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that's because they're always super glammed up. And Rothy's is more of like the shoe that you wear to work, you wear to like a baby shower, a bridal shower, you wear to a casual
running
date night,
groceries.
grocery shopping. Yeah. So we love Rothy's for this. They are also perfect to put in your purse as like your walking shoe if you're gonna have to wear heels that night, you know?
Absolutely. You should bring these to a wedding if you're gonna be like dancing all night and you slip on your classic black black pointy flat, and you're going to look chic and cool no matter what. And people won't even notice that you put them on.
Yeah, we've been talking about iconic fashion a lot in this episode, you know, and Rothy's does have that amazing classic look. It's really sophisticated. They have a whole bunch of different colors and styles. I'd say like the most classic look is probably their pointed toe flat, and that is one of their biggest sellers.
And also Rothy's takes sustainability to the next level. All their products are knit with thread made from plastic water bottles, and they've repurposed 125 million water bottles so far. So that's pretty incredible. I always wear the classic white sneaker. It's the most comfortable. You can throw in the wash. I'll get some like color on my Rothy's, and I know that it's okay because I'm just going to throw them in the wash.
Lauren means hair dye when she says color.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. So your new favorite shoes are waiting. Discover the versatile styles you can wear absolutely anywhere and get $20 off your first purchase at rothys.com/getit. That's ROTHYS.com/getit for $20 off your first order.
About the style, I feel like we're going to see that in next week's episode. We're going to see the way that Kanye kind of controlled her style. Not controlled, but like really highly influenced her style over the past 10 years. And now she's going to be on her own again.
I know Kim, which we have to give Kanye credit. He really did bring the Kardashians to the forefront and like open doors for her that would have, I think Kim Kardashian could have gotten there, but he definitely sped it up. For
100%.
But that's because Kim is his muse. Like, just like we're obsessed with Kim, Kanye's obsessed with Kim. So it's like, you do things for people that you're obsessed with and want to see them win because you love them so much. But I definitely think Kim is on the journey of creating her own fashion era. And I think there's so many Kim Kardashian eras, and a solo Kim K is back. Like, she's going to kill it.
We hope it doesn't come with a peplum top.
Her SNL looks were so fire. I look at them all the time. She looks so
I think
good.
that was like the real moment. But then again, that's when Kanye was still styling her.
I was going to say that seems like it was still Kanye because she was so concerned about him giving an opinion before she decided on those outfits.
Right. Yeah, we saw a little tease of that in the episode. Okay, wait. Before we move on to another Kardashian, because Kim's our fave, what are your thoughts on like her and Pete's relationship and how that all went down?
I love it. I feel like Pete is, as much as I had beef with him for coming for Ariana Grande and her spray tan, I love that he's now getting spray tans.
Can I ask a quick question about that Pete spray tan? There's that video where he said, like, do I put it on my dick or what? do guys get their spray tan dick? Get their spray tans dicked? Get their dick spray tans?
I was shocked that he just wouldn't ask Kim that question. The fact that he's asking his boy.
Yeah.
Men usually wear a thong, underwear, because it's obviously for the woman to be spray tanning. Like, it's a little awkward.
Like
personally, spray tan lines are, I think, the hottest thing ever. And you could ask any guy. So I wear a thong and I have the hottest tan lines always. Okay. So it's
good to know.
You just keep it packed. I obviously have a relationship with the spray tan. Like, I'm sure I get spray tan at B Braun's studio like every week. She's more than happy to spray tan me nude.
Okay. I want to know if guys are walking around with their dick spray tan.
But my first week in LA, when I got a person do it, I was prepared to I was like, my person to go naked.
Yeah.
She's like, here's the thong, or you can wear your underwear you have on. I'm like, okay, you don't. Okay, good to know.
Got you.
So funny.
I love their relationship though. I think Pete and Kim are fun and she's enjoying it. I think the main thing that will break them up is if Kim wants to have kids or not. Because I think Pete will want to have kids. And I think Kim, she struggled getting pregnant. Obviously, anything is doable when you're a Kardashian. But I'm enjoying the youthfulness Pete brings Kim. Because let's face it, Kim is aging in reverse. So it's only fair that she's dating a much younger man.
Yeah.
Not even much younger. Like, he's almost 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love them so much. I love Keith so much. And especially seeing them like laugh together on the carpet. I'm like, she's so just having the best time. Yeah.
So before we do move on to another Kardashian, I want to say just something about Kanye that really like kind of grew a soft spot for me for him. And that was in episode 3 when he went to LA, picked up the remaining of the sex tape that Ray J's team was threatening on, bringing public. And Kanye just like, he has these little humble, sweet moments. He's he's got his hoodie like all tied up. Like he's just not trying to get any spotlight in this moment. You could tell that he didn't want to be a hero. He just wanted to do something very meaningful for his family.
I think he's the cutest human being ever. And he knows how to, like, Kanye knows what Kanye does best. Like, he comes in and saves the day. He's like the knight in shining armor. I think, like, that episode, I was like, Team Kanye. And then the next episode where he walked out of SNL because Kim called him a rapper, I'm like, okay, I hate Kanye again. Like, he's just hilarious.
Kim, in the interview with Not Skinny, Not Fat, I think described her relationship with Kanye perfectly. She's kind of like, it's going to be on and off, but she always knows that what he does is from a place of good meaning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think at the end of the day, like, if you're upset about being just called a rapper, like, first of all, I love Kanye. He is so much more than a rapper. But that's obviously something within him, right? If it upset him that much to leave, like, those are things going on with himself internally that he probably has to work through. But I don't think it's like any malice towards Kim. But of course, Kim saying it's so unfair, I think, is like true, because it is unfair.
Perfectly
put. But
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Chloe, your bestie. Give us all your thoughts on where she. First of all, I laughed so hard when she's like, I need a Kris Jenner beta blocker.
Yes. I love a beta blocker. They're my favorite.
It's so funny. What are your thoughts on like where her status currently in the show with Tristan? We haven't seen anything unravel yet.
Yes. Well, episode 4, when she said that her and Tristan were back together, I mean, my mouth hit the floor because I was under the impression she never fully took him back. But for her to say on the show, like, we're back together, makes me so much like I feel so bad for her even more, knowing what's to come. Like, I feel like with the scandals of it all, like, this is a major, major scandal. It's not just like he cheated. Like, he full on was trying to hide a pregnancy and get away with it. Like, I think Tristan really thought he could get away with it by paying her off. And obviously that's not how it works. But I definitely I feel so bad for her. But then again, I'm like, oh man, this is such good TV. So it definitely sucks. But no, I just, like, she has the sweetest heart. She's, oh my gosh, like the nicest. She's just like the caring, the most supportive. Like, that's why everyone really is like, Chloe's always majority of everyone's favorite, because she's just like the most supportive sister.
Does anyone else have this thought while watching the show that like Scott's secretly in love with her or something?
Yes, that's what I was saying today.
Like, we need to dive into this.
He wants to be with her. He makes the joke, but I think he's dead
I think
serious.
It's real, right?
He makes it with Chloe, and he loves Chloe.
Do we think Chloe maybe kind of like Scott because they're best friends too, but can't because she? I don't know. I don't
think she likes him, but I definitely think he likes her.
I will throw up with the thought of Chloe not doing anything.
Yeah.
I do think Scott in his mind is like, I might as well try, because his issue is he doesn't want to be cut off from the family.
Yes.
So if he's not dating Courtney, let me just flirt with Chloe and maybe we'll go somewhere. But I think that's just their relationship. But it needs to stop. Like, it's really gross. Like, when he was like wanting her to be a topless maid, I'm like, no, don't talk to my bestie like that.
Ew, how disgusting would that be if Jared said anything to me like that, Ashley?
That would be so crazy.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird. Okay.
I think that he's just going to keep making those jokes until she bites one day.
Yeah.
Seeing Courtney so happy with Travis, I think all of us want to see that moment happen for Chloe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How much time does she have to be happy now? She said she's back with Tristan. So how long until we see the actual breakdown in the show, you think?
I'm trying to think.
I think it's like 4 months.
In October. The engagement was in October. I think, we have a couple, maybe season 2. Because season 1's only going to be 10 episodes.
Okay.
So we're already on we've seen 4 episodes. So
wow. I mean, we saw her break down and
oh my God, it's crazy.
I think we're going to see it in this season.
Yeah, because it does end with like the trailer, or like was talking about Kim when she's working out, is like he signed a whole subpoena or something. Like, I'm sure that's what they're talking about.
That'll be the cliffhanger, maybe.
Yeah, she's like, he signed a whole declaration. So like, that's the moment, I think, when Chloe's going to hear from Kim.
And I think the luxury of this being on streaming is, even if they did shoot it for season 2, they have the option to like edit it and include it in a season 1, you know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm like not prepared. I've cried every episode so far.
Wait, really? What moment made you cry in last week's?
Kris Jenner and Courtney just hugging and like that like moment. Because I feel like Chris is my mom. I feel like these are my sisters. Like I feel like I'm a part of the family. Like I know my name's not spelled with a K, but I really wish it was.
You should change it.
Freaking change it.
Yes, you
Everyone
should.
says that. I'm like, should I just change my name to Colt with a K?
Yes.
You should do it, Colt.
Yeah.
You should
It's
do it.
made to be.
It's so true. If Tom Hanks is America's dad, Kris Jenner is America's mom. And like for
That
her
is
to
so
be
true.
so emotional every time Rob comes up, it's so also that iconic story. Like she's just such an icon, how she used to be a stewardess and how like OJ and Rob landed because they were just commentating and saw Bruce Jenner. Like she's like, how about that story? And I'm like, when is her memoir coming out?
Well, she's had a memoir, Keeping Up with, Kris Jenner and All Things Kardashian.
But does she have like
when
a
did that
full
come out?
life memoir?
That was a full life, but that really was still when Chris Humphries and Kim Kardashian were married. So it was a long time ago.
We need one like post
Oh my God,
post
so much.
everything.
And we need one that's more, because I feel like that was when the narrative was really still, they were keeping their narrative. I love how Kanye always throws out the word narrative because it is so true. Like the Kardashians, their narrative is like, they hold on tight. So definitely I think a book. I would love a book from Kim Beyond. Like that would be epic.
That's so
Kris Jenner
true.
needs a second memoir.
That's so true. Kim needs a book. Like Kim needs a book.
Yeah.
Back to the nice moment between Kourtney and Chris in the last episode kind of brings me to the thought, like, did Chris kind of fuck up by not inviting the kids? Because that seemed to have been
I think because Kourtney she's so family centered. Like mom is so ingrained in her brand that it was weird. Like when Penelope hung up, my heart. That's when my heart
felt
broken out.
so bad for her,
and I felt so bad for Kourtney. And also, you know how so many people are like, I feel so bad for Scott. And of course, as an empath, I feel bad for Scott too. I mean, we all hate seeing someone that we loved like sort of move on. And I'm sure that was so horrible for him. But I will say what I think is even more horrible is that like anytime something incredible happens to Kourtney in her relationship, the conversation comes back to Scott.
Totally.
And it's like, I can understand why Travis is like probably so over it. Like, this is our relationship. We just got engaged. The day should be about them, you know?
And that is the one thing I think that's keeping Kourtney going and like excited to film is because I think she was under the impression Scott's storyline is done. Like we don't have to talk about him anymore. Like the relationship is over. I'm getting engaged. Like that is that. I think there has to be something more on why the kids weren't there. Like there's just no way. They all have nannies. They all have drivers. Like you could have driven them. I don't know. There's just something like I feel like Mason maybe didn't want to be filmed or Scott was like, no, they're not going if I'm not there. Like I have no clue.
But don't you think that they then would have said it? Like a part of me feels like when Chris said, if any of us had to keep this from Scott or like, you know, like invite them and not tell Scott why, like it would have eaten all them up inside. And to me, that's like good enough reason, I think.
If the kids were invited and Scott didn't know and the kids were there, I think that would have hurt Scott even more.
I'm sorry. They never like really make clear to me, or maybe I missed it, but Scott didn't know or did know?
He found out on social media like right after, but so did her kids.
I think that's fucked up. I feel like someone needed to tell Scott. I know it shouldn't be about Scott, but I feel like they needed to tell Scott.
Scott, like, you know how he's so worried about not being in the family? To me, I'm like, is this, of course there's a lot of realness in that, but I'm like, there's probably a lot of financial reason behind that too, right? Because Scott has a certain lifestyle now. He has kids. And if he's not in the show, like that's a major financial blow.
I think he's set for life. And I think that him being an only child I think right now, if he were like to stop making money, as long as he's been smart with his money, I think he's set for life.
Okay.
But like, I'm sad for the fact that he has no siblings and both of his parents have died. So like, I really think the family aspect is huge for him.
That's true.
He just needs to keep up with Talented. I mean, we'll buy all these sweatshirts and we'll support his career.
Talentless.
Oh,
he
what did I
has
just
no
say?
talent since the world.
He said talented.
I'll say the Kardashians are talentless. But I think Scott uses that as a crutch way too much. Like, and that's the first thing I use to defend him is like, well, he doesn't have a family, no siblings, his parents passed away. But then it's like, no, work on being a good person. Like work on being a good co-parent and not focus on, I want to get back to Kourtney, but I want her to accept me for all my flaws. And then when Kourtney does move on, you're like, go Travis. She's like the worst person to be with. So I'm happy someone's going to.
It feels like nobody wants to work these days. you know?
Yeah.
God needs to get his ass up and work on himself.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've always been I have a lot of sympathy for Scott throughout the past year and a half while Courtney's been dating Travis, and I've always been like, oh, but Scott, and yeah, that's like it's really sucky, you know, like
that's what Ashley
wrong.
does to everyone in relationships. When I have a new boyfriend, she thinks of the previous one, so that's just what she does.
I do this, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
And watching last night's episode, episode number 4. Seeing how absolutely emotional and sweet Travis is towards Courtney, I had a lot less. I don't want to say that I have less sympathy for Scott, but like I definitely see that she's supposed to be with Travis.
And I think Courtney, because this goes back to me loving Courtney so much. It's one, aside from like her monotoneness, and she has the best fucking one-liners out of any Kardashian. Like she literally has like a phrase. I like want to say that she probably came up with Bible. Like she just has a way with words that are just so fucking deadpan and hilarious to me. But to be, I think, how old is Courtney? 42, 43,
42.
41. Like to have known what she was worth and what she wanted. And like, I think we all remember, I don't know if it was her birthday or Valentine's Day last year, like the first big romantic grand gesture that Travis did for her with all those flowers in her house. And I remember seeing that on Instagram and just being like, oh, like Courtney's always, and we all deserve this. We all just want to feel desired. We don't want like, and the Kardashians, if you take a step back, big picture wise, or look at their relationships through a microscope, like now dating the cool guy like is no longer in. Dating the guy obsessed with you, that like wants to champion you, that's supporting you, that you're not wondering where they are, like Pete Davidson or Travis, like that is in, you know?
Yeah. And Khloe will learn that one day, hopefully.
Right? I know all the Kardashians are stepping up with their dating criteria, but I'll never get over the scene where Kim is literally like, having a baby is like way more serious than getting married. Like,
no, it's true. It's true. It's true. That doesn't go
she
away.
laughs like,
I love her laugh.
Like, as my baby cries in the background.
She's funny. I live for it.
I've got to say, I did get emotional. Like I felt a little lump in my throat for the first time ever, I think, watching the Kardashians when Travis got down on one knee. And it's like a picture that we've seen over and over again, but seeing it in motion was something different.
It was very clear and crisp, and we saw some new photos, and I was like, wow, that is beautiful. It was so romantic.
So good. And I love Travis's addition to the family dynamic now, because now his family's a part of it. He is like an incredible drummer. You know, like he works with like Avril Lavigne and Machine Gun Kelly. Like he brings his own sort of life to this Kardashian-ness, which is the best part about them dating people, because then we get to see like behind the scenes. But what I love is no one would have seen Travis Barker as a father, and no one would have thought that this like tattooed guy, you know, that's sort of, that he is a rock star essentially, is like so committed to family. And like when his son Landon spoke, I thought that was the cutest thing ever, when he was like, I'm so awkward, but I've never seen my dad more in love. Like it was just so humanizing, and I love that we get to see that part of Travis.
I have a little devil's advocate. I hate when they talk about true romance, because that's not the original movie for Courtney and Travis. I think it's fucked up. That was his first wife's movie with him.
Wait, can you explain this in more context, or people who don't know what you're saying?
So, True Romance is a movie that him and his first wife were obsessed with, and named their child Alabama after the character in the movie. And they had like their wedding modeled after it, or something like that. Something was. And now all of a sudden, Courtney's like, we were on the way to the beach to watch True Romance. It's like, you can't make this your personality. Like Travis needs to separate movies from movies. Like I won't watch a movie that I had with my ex and be like, Hunter, let's go watch this movie with the sunset. That's so weird. You got to compartmentalize. You know what's
funny?
movies.
So many people do that, and it's why Olivia Rodrigo is such a star now, because it's like, do you get deja vu when I'm with you? Like I taught you Billy Joel, and like it's so true. We go through things in relationships, and then those people just fucking repeat it with someone else.
Yeah, you can't listen to the songs the same way, the same romantic intention. So I don't enjoy that, and I find that
he could have gotten away with it if he didn't name his daughter Alabama. You know what I mean? Like the fact that the Alabama, I've never seen True Romance. I think I need to go watch it. Now
you
that
have to.
Now that it's Courtney's thing, I can watch. Now that it's Courtney and Travis's thing, they stole it from.
Yeah.
I gotta talk about Robert Kardashian for a second. So emotional that he went to the grave. Like, I think that is the cutest, sweetest thing. When I tweeted about it, or when I saw People magazine tweet about it, I saw underneath there were people that like thought that that was weird. Like he couldn't respond back. Ha. I'm like, that's so rude. I thought that was such a sweet gesture. And Chris gets so emotional when Robert comes up, and I know it's because he's the dad of 4 of her kids. But, like, what happened between the two of them? Like, why did they even get divorced? Because it seems like she has so much love for him.
Didn't she cheat on him?
Yeah,
Get an affair.
Yeah.
She cheated on him.
Yeah, actually, you didn't know.
I'm going to say allegedly, even though she did have an affair. I think
allegedly, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, she talks about it in her book, and it's the person was on the show with like the affair. Even with, I think that it
was Todd Cranes. No,
but I think Chris really. I think she just now she's like how proud Robert would be. Like I think we forget sometimes that the Kardashians have done all this without a father figure. Like I know Bruce Jenner and Caitlyn Jenner were like there for some times, but like to have like Robert Kardashian not be here and the success and like Kim becoming a lawyer and all those things, like I just feel like Chris is just like, wow, he'd be so proud.
Right, right. Like if he could only
Chris
see
has some regret.
Yeah, and he really paved the way for all of this to happen. And
True.
But let's talk about another Rob that wasn't there during last week's episode. What are you guys' thoughts on Rob not being there at Kourtney Kardashian's party? Do we know why, Colt?
I think Rob Jr. is just, he's going through it still. I just don't think he wants the fame. I think being in the sidelines of your like sisters who are so successful and dominating, literally being like their brand is women's beauty, fashion. Like Rob really doesn't fit into that because most of the audience for the Kardashians is women. And now that he's not seen as a sex symbol, I don't think he feels worthy to like be in the public eye. Or like if Khloe Kardashian gets scrutiny, like Rob Kardashian gets scrutiny as well. Like I feel like that's why those two have such a bond, is because they both are like, we get the most out of everything.
Yeah, it's so sad.
But I think he's just over it. I would be too. I mean, why do you have to? I mean, if Kris Jenner is going to buy you a house, then let Kris Jenner buy you a house.
Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go be like the secondary thought.
2 people we haven't talked about much today. It's funny because, you know, we keep saying Kardashians. We haven't talked about the Jenner girls.
The Karjenners.
The Karjenners. So what are your thoughts on those 2? I mean, obviously we know that Kylie is such a mogul and she is very funny in her own dry way to me.
She's hilarious.
Yeah, I think she's really funny, but like, I don't even know if she's intending to be.
And then
she's like, guys, a sister meeting? You didn't tell me. I have to find out.
Yeah, and her snack basket in the back of the car. So relate. That's what the 3 of us would have. Yeah.
But she had a snack basket and she was like, please, Kendall, get me that because even though I'm ordering and I'm going to have this burger in my mouth within a minute,
yes, I'm
still like going to throw up because the pregnancy. And it was so relatable and I love her for that. And Kendall, gotta say, Kendall's always kind of been our least favorite. She's a little, her personality is totally different from the other 4.
Kendall delivers the least, as in like media attention or headlines or just really good storylines. Kylie at least delivers like a secret pregnancy. Or she's like, oh my gosh, I'm selling millions of products. Like Kylie was really the first to make a influencer into like $1 billion business, even though she's not worth $1 billion anymore. Let's not talk about that.
Oh, what happened?
What do you mean? Let's not talk about it. I didn't even know this. Talk about it.
I mean, from my understanding, she was foreshadowed to be a billionaire and they kind of jumped the gun. So I don't think she's not worth $1 billion anymore. I don't know if she ever.
But Kim is.
But Kim for sure is, of course.
Skims is the new Spanx. And the woman who made Spanx, I don't know her name, she's like still one of the richest women in the world. And now that like everyone coming up now, like I'll probably buy Skims over Spanx now for the rest of my life, you know.
And thank God the woman that sold Spanx sold it because she got her check and now Kim coming in to like take over.
Well, I will say, if I was part of this family, I feel like I'd so be the Kendall. Like I'd be doing sound bowls in the backyard. And I kind of love that she doesn't buy into this. And I like her relationship with Devin, and her looks are always fire. I loved her look at Met Gala. But you're right, Ashley. She is very like sort of different than I think the other ones. But I like her.
She's
for that
just
reason.
not as warm. The other three seem warmer, a little friendlier. Kendall would be the one that I was most scared to approach.
Well, she did like call out Courtney during right after her engagement. She's like, do you feel bad for Scott? I'm like, just shut up, Kendall. Like, this is not the time.
I think though that them growing up in the public eye, like I can only imagine, like at least Courtney, Kim, and Chloe got to be normal people for a little bit.
Right.
Like Kendall probably never got to experience being normal. Yeah. And then to have like everything you do be like
scrutinized,
a headline or scrutinized.
And she suffers with like anxiety. Like, yeah.
So I do, and that's what I love about Kylie. At least Kylie, and thank God for 818, because Kendall at least now has a business that we can rally behind, and like I can purchase.
Rally behind.
Yes, Kendall. Yes. But Kylie just does social media. Like Kylie is social media. So Kendall is a supermodel. And I think Kendall, when she became a model and didn't want her last name or the Kardashians to be anywhere near her, I think, not that I'm like, oh my God, why would you do that? But like, also like, why would you do that? Like you're a Kardashian. Like I know you're a Jenner, but you are a Kardashian. And like, we want to see it all. The family, that's what we love about them. So I think she kind of separated herself where we all kind of have a little distance from Kendall.
Yeah, you just feel the distance. I think it's a perfect example. How long, since we're coming up on wrapping up, but obviously I feel like we could talk about this forever. That's what's so fun about the Kardashians. You could talk about it for hours.
Yes.
How long do you think we are going to be keeping up with them?
Well,
like, do you think like until like we're going to be like 60, 70, like watching them on TV?
I think for sure. I've heard there's already 40 episodes filmed, so that would mean there'd be 4 seasons of the Kardashians. So
40 episodes, you mean like contracted?
No, like filmed. Just
no.
Yeah.
No way.
If it's broken down into 10, I mean, they started filming in September and we're already halfway through a season and it's only been 2 months.
Yeah, that's true. And we're coming up on September again.
Still filming. So I think we're going to get a lot more seasons, and I really hope we don't even get a week off. Like, it just jumps right into season 2, like back to back.
That'd be amazing.
But I think once the Kardashians are at a point where it's like, I still feel like they're trying to prove themselves, as sucky as it is. Like, they're really still being like, no, I am we are business women. We are icons. Like, look at what we can do. And they keep outdoing themselves. So I think once the maximum has been hit, I think like maybe if it's 2022, maybe 2035. Let's get
okay. I like 2035.
Yeah.
Do we think?
Well, I was watching an old episode and Kim said, and I think this must have been a 2-year-old episode. She said, maybe in 4 years, I can just quit being Kim Kardashian and I can be lawyer Kim. Do we really think that would ever happen? Would she really want that?
No, she would never quit being Kim Kardashian, but I do think she would quit the prioritizing of events, press, getting glam every day. Like, I feel like that will happen. But no, she's Kim Kardashian for life. And like, as long as I'm living, the Kardashians will be main topics 24/7.
Exactly.
So I'm not stopping. I'm going to be there rallying for them every day.
I love it. She did allude to maybe having a 4th marriage. Do we think does everyone think her and Pete would maybe get married one day?
He's going to certainly try. Did you see him checking out those boobies when she was trying on the Maryland dress? Like, how could you let those boobies go? Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Colt, what do you think?
Kim Kardashian loves Elizabeth Taylor. So deep down, I'm
7
kind of
marriages.
Like, 7 marriages. But also Elizabeth Taylor married Richard Burton twice. So could Kim Kardashian marry Kanye West twice? Like,
maybe.
I feel like that is a storyline that I could get behind.
Yeah, and Kanye is working on himself right now. You know, he pulled out of Coachella, which I think was a great decision. He's getting help, which is like it's so great. And they do have so many kids together.
Yeah.
But where does Pete go after Kim if he's not dating Kim? Who do you date after Kim Kardashian?
No one. That's where I was going.
Ask Ray J. Find lookalikes everywhere you go.
That's true.
Reggie Bush, Lauren. Reggie Bush.
Ray J and Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush for sure married an Armenian that looks just like
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Pete will, maybe Pete will just settle with I don't know. I don't even know, because what if they really do get married? And like, we don't know when it comes to the Kardashians. Like, I'm excited to see it on the show because I feel like we'll have a little bit better answer to be like, are they really compatible?
Right. I just want to see their relationship more on the show.
Me
like
too.
Just Kim and Pete out on a date. I think that's what we're waiting to see.
Didn't Pete not sign on for this season, or he didn't? So we won't be seeing any Pete in this.
Well, he for sure didn't film for SNL, and I don't think he'll be on soon or any season to come, but he definitely, the cameras are rolling at the Met. There's no way. So we'll at least get to see him. And I think when you date Kim Kardashian, it's an automatic, you have to film. Like, she's not a Kendall and says, yeah, we'll just hang out on the side and I'll do my own thing. No, Kim takes her job serious.
Yeah. Wait,
if Kanye filmed and she got Kanye to end up being part of the show, then she's definitely getting
so true. Wait, so real quick before I let you go, is it confirmed that there were cameras at the Met?
Well, they were filming for all the YouTube show, like the YouTube Vogues and stuff.
Right.
There had to have been cameras there. Like, Kylie hired a whole production company. But then again, if Kylie hired a whole production company to film her video and it wasn't the same production company as the show, there's no way the cameras were not rolling. Like, with that moment of Marilyn Monroe, like, the cameras were rolling.
Right. Like, we have to see that come to life.
There's no way they would not allow that to be filmed.
And last comment, just, I think about being Pete for so much. Like, when they have sex, I think about this. I think about Pete thinking, we all do. I'm putting my penis into Kim Kardashian.
Yeah. I love it.
That is, when you really think about it, like, I know she's a normal person, but she's Kim Kardashian. Like, it's
he can only last like 3 seconds at a time, probably.
Oh, 100%.
Oh my God. And then he probably makes jokes about it right afterward.
Yes. I just want to see Pete on SNL, like, now that he's dating Kim. Like, how do you navigate jokes? Because they are so much the butt of jokes, like even Travis's, MGK, and Pete would play all of those characters. So even seeing Travis Barker, I was like, this must be super weird for Pete to be like hanging out with Travis Barker now, but you have to be Travis Barker on SNL, you know?
Yeah.
I know. And like, he's almost too famous for SNL. Like,
this is definitely
he might leave SNL and just do like movies now.
Wow. Yeah. Pretty like top of his career.
Crazy.
He said before this past season started that he wasn't sure if he was going to come back starting like September 2021. So I definitely don't think he'll be back for 2022.
Wow.
Well, thank God he came back to SNL because he got to imagine he quit.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That Jasmine Aladdin moment will just go down in Disney history forever.
Disney movie. My new favorite Disney movie.
Right? We need another live action with them.
Yes.
Stars. Okay, Colt. Well, we got to let you go because we could talk to you literally forever, but you are the absolute best. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us. Thank you for all your Kardashian expertise. Thank you for being such a champion of them. Where can people find you? Tell us everywhere.
Yes, I am Gay Man with a Spray Tan on TikTok, and that is where I post all of my Kardashian content. And then Instagram is my first and last name, Colt Paulsen. And every Thursday, Cards Catch Up with E-News on YouTube. So, yes!
Yay!
We love you.
You're the
Love you
best
guys.
friend
Thank you.
for this.
Bye.
Bye.
If you want to be the most interesting person at the cocktail party, well, hop on over and listen to the Brain Candy podcast.
Our award-winning content will have you laughing while you're learning.
We read all the best articles, books, and studies and keep up with new TV shows, documentaries, and pop culture. And then we cram it all into 2 shows a week.
Conspiracy theories, cannibal rabbits, unsolved mysteries, the history of the Walkman. There's something for everyone.
The Brain Candy podcast. Find our link in the show notes.
Or simply search for the Brain Candy podcast on your podcast app.
Podcast.